everyone, Niev here, and today I am doing a bit of a walkthrough for the Jonasa Jaus 5th edition. Yes, so I just got this. I have looked through and shuffled and things like that, and played with the cards a little bit here and there, and then I put them all back in order for this walkthrough. Now, when I say that I put it all back in order, I put it back in order based on like the major arcana, and then what the PDF that I had to download for this, the order that of the suits that they had for this deck. Now they had it in coins, cups, wands, and swords. Yes. Okay. So I was just trying to remember the order that they had it. Now, when I got it though, it was in a very strange order, and I don't know if it's because this is a Marseille deck, and this is actually my first Marseille deck. So I'm extremely new to Marseille. I've really only am knowledgable or well versed in Rider-Waite-Smith. So this is my first Marseille deck, and so I'm very, very new to it, and I realized that when I was going through a lot of the images for the minor arcana especially, and realizing that the images that they have on the cards were not lining up with my understanding of what that card means. But that's of course in the RWS system, and this is Marseille. So but I do like that the cards for the minor arcana are scenic, because that is one way that's really going to help me to understand the meanings of the Marseille meanings, because if it's just a pip, which I have no problem with pip decks, but being that Marseille is a bit of a different system than RWS, I think it's really going to help me to understand what these cards mean when I have a scenic thing to go off of. Anyway, so it came in this really lovely tuck box, but this tuck box is a little difficult for me to open. I almost ripped it trying to open it. So the only way I have found that I can open this tuck box is by taking my Cricut tweezers here, which I don't use for hygienic reasons. I only use this for Cricut crafts, and put it underneath and do this. If I do that, then it comes up without a problem. But I kind of need this tool to open this, because otherwise I feel like I'm just going to rip this thing. Yeah, anyway, so and also the background here, I'm not sure if this is really picking up on the camera. When I look at the camera here, it looks kind of orangey, so maybe I'll adjust that in the editing. But this is kind of a very light purple, and this is because I am going to use this fabric for the bag for the outside of this deck, because this deck is heavily green, but it has like the pops of this like very light purple. So I'm going with this light purple here, and the inside fabric is going to be this bright green, like Kelly green color, which really goes with a lot of the cards in here. I'm going to use this for the accent color, because there's a lot of black in this as well. And the drawstring is going to be this green, like a Kelly green again. So that is what I'm going for. And the outside, I'm going to embroider kind of sketchy flowers, because this is a very floral deck. So I want to show that in the bag. All right, so let's pull this out. I think I got everything. Okay, so I'm going to set that to the side here. Now I have this starting right here with the Fool. And here are the backs. Not sure if the camera's picking that up. Very nice. Just a very standard, just flower, white flower on this like greenish background, and just very pretty. Yeah. So the colors of this deck are heavily green, with yellow as well, different shades of green as well, not just one shade of green, lots of different shades of green, black, almost a chartreuse maybe, yellowy green, and then little bits of light purple. And this is actually the main card I had kind of used as my my inspiration for the colors that I was picking out. And yes. All right. And so the deck is in, now it says it's listed in Galician, the language. That said, I was going through a lot of these cards and just pulling up Google Translate, which of course is not, reliable, but it was before I got the PDF for this. But I was opening Google Translate to see if I could translate all these cards here. And the vast majority was saying that these were not Galician words, but they were Portuguese. So, and I am not, well-versed in Portuguese versus Galician. So I really do not know if this is actually in Galician or Portuguese. Maybe I do have a Portuguese friend. Maybe I'll ask her what she thinks. Like, hey, is this Portuguese or Galician? But the website says Galician, so I'll take their word for it. All right. And speaking of the PDF, this was something on Jonasa Jaus's website. It said basically go to this place to get the PDF. It cost €1 to get. And which was like $1.15, something like that in US dollars. And then I printed it all out. There's a whole bunch, and I put it in this nice green notebook here, and here we go. So yeah, so I will be referring back to the PDF here, and the pictures on the PDF are one of the previous versions of the Jonasa Jaus, because this is the 5th edition. So, all right. So I am going to leave this out too so that I can go through the cards and see. All right, so we start off with, I think this puts the Fool as the last card, but because I'm used to RWS, in fact, I'll do that. I'll just go, RWS puts the Fool first, but I believe Marseille puts the Fool last behind the World. All right, so we'll do that. All right, so we'll start with here. So Omego, and this is the Magician. And the book also, so this is heavily plant-based deck, and this says mistletoe is the herb or plant being featured here. All right, so, and the meanings that the book gives are based on Yorodowski's, Alexander Jodorowsky. Yes. So I'll have to look up his stuff too. All right. So the Magician, or Omego, sacerdotisa, or sacerdotisa, and this is, of course, the Priestess, and White Lily is featured here. And this was the primary card that I used for picking out the fabric here. Then we have, I'm just going to say the English words instead of trying to say these Galician or Portuguese words here. All right, so we've got the Empress, very pretty. The Emperor. The Pope, or the Hierophant. In Marseille, I believe it is the Pope, O Papa. The Lovers. And then we have the Chariot. That's right. And it says O Carro. So like the car. So the Chariot here. And this is a very interesting imagery for this. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look through this guide to really understand how Marseille does the meanings, because I'm really ignorant of Marseille meanings and symbolism. All right, so this is Justice, and because this is Marseille, Justice is 8 and Strength is 11. So Justiça is, I'm guessing, how to pronounce that there. I have, I grew up in Southern California, so I've got a basic level of Spanish, and I had 3 years of Spanish in high school, but obviously that is not Galician or Portuguese, but you know, similar language families. So I'm using my knowledge of Spanish to kind of help me with this, but again, you know, they are different languages, so yeah, and that's a very interesting look here. And this is a Brazilian plume flower. I didn't say the names of the other flowers, but it's okay. All right, so this is the Hermit, and it is Morning Glories. Very interesting. We've got this butterfly here for a hermit. Interesting. All right, so this one is the Wheel of Fortune. So it's Aurora da Fortuna. Da Fortuna. Okay, so, and it's got rosemary here as the primary plant. And we've kind of got this almost a reincarnation going on here. Very interesting. All right, so this is strength. It is a forza. And that helps me because I can see force, like in English. So that helps me see force equals strength. Okay, a forza. Oh, and this is dandelions. Okay, and then we have, I'm turning the pages as I go along here. Oh, here it is. Okay, so, O Afforsado or Afforcado, and this is the Hanged Man, and we can see that this is definitely the Hanged Man, and these are snowdrop flowers. Okay, and then we have, so this is, I think this is death because it's 13, but they have this as nameless. So there's nothing written here. So that's very interesting to me, and it's definitely something I'm going to have to be looking into with the book or the PDF here. And very lovely image. And the flower here is mallow flowers. Okay, so then we have temperance, temperanza, and this is aloe vera. All right, let me turn the page. All right, so we've got Odiano, and it is the devil. Okay, so Odiano is the devil, and this is a hell flower. Very fitting for Odiano. I want to say El because of my the Spanish, but Odiano. All right, the devil. And then we have tower with the death flower. So, a torre. I don't know if it's torre or torra. Torre. A torre. Okay. Estrella, and this is jasmine, or estrella. 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 And this is jasmine, yes. And this is a beautiful card. I really like this one. And I really, yeah, I think this might be one of my favorites. I really like this card. All right, so Alua, that is the moon. And the flower is Epiphyllum oxypetalum. Epiphyllum oxypetalum. All right, so Alua. Very pretty. Hoping I'm in frame here. I'm trying to stay in frame, but all right. So this is Osol, the sun, and oh, let me turn the page so I can see the flower for this, and it is lantana flower. So like a lantern, yeah. Lantana flower. All right. Ojiso. I'm guessing how to pronounce that, by the way, and I do apologize if I'm saying these wrong. Again, I am not well versed in Galician or Portuguese, so I'm doing the best I can here. All right, and this is Judgment, of course, and it is the Rose of Jericho. Nice. So this is quite Christian iconography here, which makes sense for Marseille, but. I very much like this card though, and we've got that dove of peace here, and the Rose of Jericho. This is a very Christian-y kind of card, probably, you know, because we're near the end here. So this is the most Christian-y looking card of all the ones, even from the Pope. This one still feels more Christian-y. All right, so, and then Omundo, the world, or Omundo. And these are poppies, very pretty card. Very interesting that the world is a pregnant woman, because we often see the Empress, sorry, I couldn't speak, the Empress as a pregnant woman. And, you know, and there's all sorts of discourse on, you know, people being very tired of seeing a pregnant person as representing the Empress, and I totally understand that. So it is interesting here to see the world is a pregnant person, and that makes sense as well. So very nice. Oh, and yes, Poppy. Okay, and now we are at the Fool, and this is Otolo, and it is golden root, and this is very fascinating for the Fool. Again, I do not know what the meaning is and how the Fool in Marseille differs from the Fool in Rider-Waite. So this is definitely a deck I am going to have to study. All right, so that is all of the major arcana. And before I get into the minor arcana, I just wanted to show that I do have one card that is slightly damaged, and it is the Six of Cups, and I can see it just by putting it like this. I'm not sure if the camera can see it, but you can, it is right there, and I can see it right away. It's like the top of the card has kind of been, I don't know if it was ever so slightly pulled out a little bit and kind of rubbed, the top of the card rubbed a bit, but this is the Six of Cups. So if I have the deck like this, I can see where the Six of Cups is, because it is ever so slightly damaged. And I don't know if I'm going to say anything about it or just deal with it, you know, I don't know. But anyway, so one thing I will say before I get into the suits here is that each suit kind of has its own color. And we see that a lot in different decks. This is the coins or pentacles, oros is how they call it here, which this is one of the ones that I looked up in Google Translate, and it said it wasn't Galician. It said it was Portuguese and stood for diamonds, like diamonds, hearts, clubs, spades, you know. And so that's where my confusion is in the language of this deck. I don't care either way, you know, whether it's Galician or Portuguese. And yes, I was totally fine with having a deck in a different language. You know, it's just, there's a little bit of a learning curve with it. But anyway, so all of the coins cards have this like chartreusey yellow, like this really bright greenish yellow as the main focal points, the main color. And you see it throughout each of the cards. And then with the cups, it's kind of this, it's like a olive color. I'm just trying to find the beginning here. All right, so the cups all have this olive tone to it as the main color. So very nice. I like it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do it like this. We'll do all the number by number. All right, and then with the wands or bastos, sticks, or clubs, these are all like this lime green color. Maybe this is more chartreuse. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's got like this more like lime green color as the main color. And I'm just trying to make sure I'm still in frame here. And finally, we have espadas, spades or swords. And it's all this like almost hunter green with like a hint of teal. A tealy hunter green is kind of what I would call this color. And it's my favorite of all the greens. I really like this color a lot. So there we go. So here are the aces for each one. I'm not going to go through the flowers on each one, though the book does say that there is or the PDF rather, there is a flower for each suit. So for the coins, it is buttercups. For the cups, it is daisies. For the wands, it is torch ginger. And for the spades or the swords, it is snapdragons. So oros, copas, bastos, espadas. All right, so I'm gonna maybe speed this part up. So aces, twos, threes. This one does feel very much like the three of swords in RWS. And we can kind of see that going through here. This one almost feels like there's rain going around here. Very interesting. So this is definitely something I'm going to have to get used to or really study because a lot of the imagery on these cards I don't understand because I don't really know Marseille, and I don't know how different the Marseille system is compared to RWS. So here are the fours. Four of Pentacles is more of a, okay, so I can see that. And of course, all I have in my brain right now is the RWS meanings, and I don't know how different they are. Four of Cups is a bit of an apathy sort of feeling here, which we are getting. Four of Wands is kind of that happy, like stable family, which I'm not sure that I get from this. And then Four of Swords is a rest card, which I do get here, and it's almost a meditation, so that makes sense. Five. I'm just trying to make sure I've got all these. All right, so fives. Five of coins here. Sorry, my mind is blanking. So here we have that same image of as the three, but this is open and this is in a cup that's kind of overflowing. Now, the five of coins, I often think of as a sort of poverty sort of card in RWS, but I don't know how that is in Marseille. And then we've got five of cups here. So we've got five flowers here, but we're missing a flower or petals. We're missing a petal or two, but we still have five. So I do still kind of see the meaning there. So with five of wands, conflict, we can see that. Five of swords. Now this is, for me, in typical RWS, a stronger sort of conflict. Like, whereas five of wands I can see as a competition and doesn't necessarily mean aggressive. It can mean aggressive, but doesn't necessarily. Whereas five of swords I often see as a more aggressive sort of fighting. But whereas with this, I almost feel like forces are coming together to create an ultimate bang, if that makes sense. I don't know. So there we go. So now we are on the sixes. All right, so six of coins or pentacles. I often see that as a sharing sort of card, and I'm not getting that from this. So that is definitely a card I'm going to have to research or be part of my understanding with Marseille. And then we have six of cups, which is more of about nostalgia, whereas this almost feels like she's dropped that cup that had all those flowers in it, almost from the five of pentacles. I feel like, yeah, the five, it's almost like it was like this same cup, except these are different flowers, of course. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about this, because this feels more like a five of cups than a six of cups in RWS. So we'll have to look in the book. Then the Six of Wands here. That is usually a victory card, and I don't know that I'm seeing that here. I don't know that I'm saying a victory. So, another card that I'll have to really look into. Six of Swords, I believe, is a moving on sort of card, whereas we have a pregnant woman here, and she's surrounded by these swords, which almost feels like the Eight of Swords. So yes, there's so much of this that I'm going to have to really understand with Marseille, because if I read this deck like RWS, I don't know that I would be able to successfully do that. You know, because I don't know that I can really ignore the imagery. And so obviously I'm really going to have to dive deep into Marseille with this deck. All right, so the sevens, seven of coins. I keep forgetting the name of this one for some reason. And pentacles or coins are my favorite suit, so I don't know why. So seven of oros. Yeah, I don't know seven in Galician or Portuguese, so I know it in Spanish, but all right. And I don't know how this fits, but I do like the black. It's so pretty. This is actually a really pretty card. I just don't know how it connects to this. All right. And then the Seven of Cups. Lots of choices. I guess I can see that here. Seven of Wands. Interesting. Seven of Spades. I want to keep calling this Spades because this is Espadas. So I keep wanting to say Spades. Seven of Spades, Espadas. Interesting. All right. And now we have 8, and we see that here. We are getting more of that 8 of Swords energy here for sure. All right. 8. 8. This definitely feels like an 8 of Wands. That energy coming through. 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups. I don't know. This just feels like a woman. Maybe she's looking back. I don't know. It's definitely something I'm going to have to read up on. Now, 8 of Pentacles or coins. In RWS, this is my favorite card in general. Because it feels the most connected to myself, my personality. I don't see, you know, I see the 8 of Pentacles as being like being enthralled in your craft, just in the zone, creating and shutting out the world and just creating, you know, and that's how I often see the 8 of Pentacles. Whereas here, we almost get a meditative feeling from this. So I don't know Marseille for the 8 of Coins. Definitely something I'm going to have to look into. All right, so the 9s. We have 9 of Pentacles or coins. So a lot of growth here and roots, which I see is more of a 10 of coins energy, because I see the 10 of coins or 10 of Pentacles as a almost like a family tree, and you know, that legacy. So, but the roots are being planted here, and then with the 10, they're in full bloom. So, I mean, I get the imagery here. I don't know how different that is to from RWS to Marseille, though. The 9 of Cups. 9 of Wands. So there's almost like a storm going on in the background, but these are all still standing. So I can see that. 9 of Spades, 9 of Swords here. That rest but like anxiety. Not sure that I'm seeing that there. All right, so then we have the 10s, full bloom here. Yeah, 10. Not quite sure, but all right. 10 of Wands, we definitely see that here. 10 of Wands is doing a good job. All right, 10 of Swords. Interesting. So I see the 10 of Swords as kind of being hitting rock bottom, and just at the absolute end of your feelings here, and it's almost like a tower card, you know, the tower and the nine of swords and the devil, or even death, but they all sort of they all sort of have a similar feeling to me, and I am not getting that here. So this may be something that's different in Marseille. All right, so now we're on the courts. They call these the sota oro, sota copas, sota bastos, sota espadas. And please excuse my pronunciation, by the way. I'm doing the best I can. So sota, the honors. I think, yeah. Sota are the pages. So, and they call these the honors instead of the court cards. So, yes. So, sotas are the pages. And they all just have a young woman in each of the images here. I'm going to have to look at the meanings for those. The next are the cavaliers or the knights. Sorry, I bumped the camera. And they all all have knights here. Again, I'm just really going to have to look into Marseille and what the meanings are for each of these cards. Rainha for the queens. Lovely. And these have more regal looking women. And then Ray. I love this King of Pentacles, King of Coins. This is a cool card. I really like this card a lot. And I was very tempted because I'm gonna do like sketchy flowers on this light purple fabric for the outside, sketchy black flowers. I'm tempted to put like a sketchy skull on there too, because there's just something really cool about this image. Really, really like this King of Pentacles. Yeah, so there we go. So there are all of the cards. So again, you know, I may not do these, I may not know the cards perfectly here, because this is new to me. Marseille is a new system to me, and you know, it definitely looks like some of the cards mean the same thing, which is great. But some of the cards, based on the images alone, I have no idea what they mean. And so this is definitely going to be a study deck for me. And here we got that, I can see that the Six of Cups is right there. So it's a bit of a bummer that I have a bit of a defective card there. But I really only see it when I have it stacked like this, and I'm looking for it, because I can see it. It's shown like a sore thumb here. It sticks out like a sore thumb, and yeah. Now the size of these cards are kind of bridge size, well, poker sized maybe. I'm not sure. I don't have a poker deck here to test that, which I like, because one, this deck feels, because of the names on the cards, espadas are spades, and oros are diamonds. Copas, when I looked that up, it didn't say it was cups. And again, that said it was Portuguese for hearts. So I don't know. So it kind of feels like it's the suits of a regular playing card deck. So because of that, I actually kind of like the size of the cards. And also, because I have like tiny hands, this is so much easier for me to shuffle than standard tarot cards. Like, I can easily shuffle that. And I can bridge too, but that didn't shuffle as nicely as I was able to do before. So, but of course, because the camera's on me, so now I'm not going to shuffle very well. Yep, and I got a bridge there. All right, so yeah, very nice. The quality of the cards, they're on the thinner side. Let's see. They're better than, I feel like they're a better quality than like standard Llewellyn. They're a little thicker, but still super flexible. Not linen, so it's just a very matte finish here. Yeah. And see, there's the Six of Cups. I can see it. I don't know. Should I contact the seller? Should I contact Jonasa Jaus and say I have a damaged card, or should I just deal with it? I don't know. I don't want to complain. All right. So, there we go. Very nice. I like this a lot. Very nice deck. It's definitely a deck I'm going to have to study. Because I don't know anything about Marseille, so I'm definitely going to have to study this deck. But I love it. And green is my favorite color. Green and purple are actually my favorite colors. So that was one of the reasons I really wanted to get this deck. And this edition too, because I didn't want the first or second. Some of those editions of this deck are real long, and I like the way they look, and I'm considering the skinny long one. I don't know. I definitely don't want the jumbo one. That one's way too big. But the other versions, there's one version that's mostly purple, which is very nice too. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will see you next time. Bye!